Yep, there it is. All right, guys, welcome to the first edition of The Attic. What is The Attic? Jeez, I don't know. The Attic's a taste of my main show. It's a podcastrophe, which a lot of you guys seen, I'm sure, if you're watching this. It's a podcastrophe is the main show. Two co-hosts, Dagz, as you guys know, who has a deal on Slap the Meat YouTube, and we got my man DannyBoy, who is the latest addition as a co-host. He came in, geez, he was our first episode actually, my man DannyBoy, and it was a rotating seat. I wanted to keep like a third seat as like a rotator, but Danny did so well. Um, you know, and enjoyed it, and we all kind of grooved. So I just said, you know what, you should just come and do shows with us, all the time. But if you can't make them, you can't make some of them here and there. So, like I said before, we're fortunate to have him, and I'm fortunate to have both of them, actually. You know, um, but this is a solo project. This is basically immediate news. I'm thinking, stuff that's going on in the world that we all know about, or anybody that's grounded knows about. You know, um, the biggest thing. I'll tell you what. I'll start this off with this. All right, this I heard this morning, which is fucking. It just blows my mind. It's surprising, but then again, it's not. This basically um basically the picture of how people are these days. I mean, this is crazy. This is Brick Memorial, okay, Brick, New Jersey, or Jersey Shore, that area. Okay, had graduation. I think it was last night or the night before. Um, Person who I'm speaking with is a dear old friend. Went to high school with her. She now has a family. Doing phenomenal. Uh, Daughter graduated. Okay, has I believe she got a $25,000 scholarship. Okay, so congrats to her on that. I'm sure that's not easy to do. But that's just that goes back on the parents that she had. They're very supportive, great people. Anyway, there should be more parents like them, and you'll understand why I say that after I say this. Last night, graduation at Brick Memorial. We all know graduations are long. I know they're long, and they go by alphabetical order. Um, but you know, the normal person or the person of old would sit through the entire ceremony like they did in 94, 95, back in that era, you know, and obviously before then. But what I can speak on, I'll speak on 94. My last name starts with a T, right? So you're towards the end of the line. I know you're a little, you get a little tired and you want to just get it going. You want to get up and leave and go hang out with your friends and party and this and that. Okay. It's understandable. But there was a respect there, with parents and students. Okay. Students wanted to hang out and see their friends graduate, take pictures, throw their goddamn freaking things in the air and do all that shit. Right. Okay. That was the kids of the old. Parents of the old too. They wanted to see, their kids graduate and their kids' friends. As we all know, parents whose children have friends, you're likely, well, you should, to know them kids as well. Okay. So it's nice to see everybody, the group, whatever that they run in, the circle they run in. It's all nice to see everybody graduate, take pictures and all other stuff. So anyway, with that being said, my whole point is I know they can be long, alphabetical order. If your name has a T or a V or anything like that, yeah, you're going to be towards the end, of course, obviously. You know, but your duty as an adult, as a parent, um, just somebody in this world that respects others, is to stay there throughout the ceremony and wait till everybody's done, and then you can get up and leave and do whatever you want to do. Okay, check this out. Graduation happens. Kids walking up, get his diploma. I think 6, 7 minutes left of the ceremony, I believe it was. Okay, so at this point, anybody who already got their diploma that walked up, whatever, shake the principal's hand, tap dance, do a fucking somersault, whatever they do these days to walk down the aisle, get the goddamn diploma and be on their way. Well, by the time these people got their diploma, half the auditorium had gotten up and left, or in the process of leaving. Okay? So just think about that. Here's a kid, 17 years old, walking down that aisle. Kids are clapping. Okay. Finally got there, made it, high school diploma. Cool. Let me go get my diploma. You know, looks over, half the auditorium's gone. People are filing out, leaving, walking out. What the fuck is going on with the people today, these parents? What happened to the respect, chivalry, respect, for another person? I mean, come on. Can you imagine what this kid must feel like to see people just up and leaving? I'm sure he doesn't really mind, but I'm sure a little bit of him too is like, what the fuck is this? Who knows what people think? But for a parent to allow that to happen and for them to even encourage it and say, yeah, you know what, you got your diploma, let's get up and boogie. Fuck it. Why are we gonna sit here? I don't know this kid. For somebody to do that, it just blows my mind. It blows my mind. And maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's something. Maybe that's what we should be expecting these days. Okay, but I'll tell you, in my day, '94, when we graduated, everybody sat down. Everybody sat there until the last person was called. Then you got up and left, whether you were a parent or a student. There was no getting your diploma and then just boogieing on out. Okay, I mean that's just crazy. And this is Brick Memorial High School. I heard it happened at another Brick High School, Old Brick High School, I believe. But I'm not, I can't speak on that because the person who I'm talking about was not there. She was at the Brick Memorial. So just to throw that out there, I just can't believe, or maybe I can, like I said earlier, that this is society. This is what parents are deeming okay. What do you think that teaches the kid? Nobody else matters. Hooray for me, to hell with you, right? Which we all, to a certain point, have to think like that to a certain point. To a certain point, you know. But for them just to up and boogie, I heard that this morning and I just had to throw it out there. I mean, I was surprised how angry I was about it, or upset. Um, yeah, but it was surprising to hear that. All right. So hey, on with the on with the news of the hour, right? The mini submarine was found. Well, pieces of it. Okay. Now listen, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna start out and I'm gonna say this. I do not like to see anybody get hurt or be killed or have violence put onto them. I'm not into that. I don't like it. I don't want to see it. I don't like hearing about it. Okay. Now, with that being said, when you sign up and do something like that, as risky as that, going into the depths of the ocean where it's, I don't know the miles or the kilometers or whatever else, but in layman's terms, stack 10 Empire State Buildings up. Boom, 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 boom. That's the depth to where the Titanic sits. So the mini sub has to go, obviously, down to that depth. Right now, they say the waters at that depth is like I think it was like 1.2 million pounds of pressure that is put onto that vessel. Okay. That's a lot of pressure. Now, I know, it imploded an hour and 45 minutes of the descent, I believe they said. So within 2 hours, they were gone. Um, rest their souls. But we just found that out this morning, last night. Okay. I was going to hop on here yesterday and talk about, just imagine if they made it down there. They got to their destination point. They make it down there, then they get stuck down there, which is what I thought, and a lot of other people thought initially would happen. Maybe it got hung up on some railing, the bow. There's things coming off, flag posts, whatever. There's a ton of shit that you can get caught up on, I'm sure, on a shipwreck. Okay, so I'm thinking like, Jesus Christ, can you imagine these people running out of oxygen, running out of air, going to the bathroom, things like that. Now, with that being said, what happened to them an hour and 45 minutes is a blessing in disguise. I mean, I'll just put it out like that. Because let's think of the alternative. Let's just take it to where my mind was yesterday. What happens if they made it down to the descent, like I said, to the destination, and they're just chilling and they're caught up? Okay. You got a billionaire and his teenage son, right? I think another rich guy. And then you got the CEO of Ocean Gate, which is the company that made or sponsored the submarine, made it and sponsored it, whatever. And then a diver. And then I think somebody else. I believe there was 5 people on there. I'm not sure. This isn't about how many people is on there or not. This is just about the environment that where I was thinking that they were at yesterday. So imagine you pay $250K to sit in the back of basically a back of a van, you know, um, tight, hot, cold, whatever. I know they say the temperature drops the deeper you get, so it gets colder. You got to wear. They brought more clothes to bundle up on, whatever. I don't know, but just imagine being stuck there, and the CEO is sitting across from you, and you're about to die because of this prick, right? Can you imagine the tension looking at that guy, right? Saying, I gave you 250K and I'm stuck on the bottom of this goddamn ocean. Or imagine the son looking at his dad saying, Dad, I didn't even want to be here. Why'd you make me come on this trip? All these things come up, man, when panic sets in, resentment, anger, frustration. I mean, I can't even imagine what that must feel like, gasping for air, passing out from that. So me saying that leads me to say this. Implosion at an hour and 45 minutes was the best thing for him. And that's it. I mean, that was the best thing that could have happened to them, if that's what really happened. Nobody ever is going to know what really happened. But it's pretty apparent that that's what happened if they found debris. Okay? So hopefully it was a quick way to go without any suffering. Which is way better than the alternative, which is being stuck down there and dying a slow, painful, miserable death, mentally and physically. Okay, I mean, I can't wrap my head around it. So hopefully they went out like that, and didn't have to suffer. You think to yourself, these people, is it that important? Is your life worth giving up so you can be one of the people? Hey, yeah, I saw the Titanic. I was looking through that 9-inch window, 9 inches thick window that they had in those submarines because, like I said, the amount of pressure, 1.2 million pounds of pressure. Okay, I mean they have to see it that bad. They have to be that person to say, yeah, I was 10 feet from the actual shipwreck. That's just the mentality of some of these people. And then you question yourself. Maybe, I mean, you got to go into it knowing that your life is at danger and there's a good chance that you might not make it home that night. Okay? So if you go into it thinking like that and you're really open about that, then you went into it the right way. If you go into it thinking, well, I'm a billionaire, who gives a shit? Nothing's going to happen. Money solves everything, right? Nah, not when you're in a vessel and you got no control. And the goddamn thing was run by an Xbox remote control, I believe they said, which is another thing. Now that you hear more and more things about it, they're saying that this goddamn thing they were cutting corners left and right on this mini sub. from the electronics um, to the steering, which was done by the remote control, the Xbox remote control, which I've seen other things be remotely controlled using that. I'm sure it's all the same kind of system setup, left, right, up, down. You know what I mean? But you would think if the guy's getting all this money per person, he wouldn't just use a control like that. I mean, he would make something that's more suitable for something that's going to be submerged in 1.2 freaking million pounds of pressure of water. I mean, come on, you know. Uh, so, like I said, hopefully that's the way they went, painless, not even knowing what the hell happened, because it sure as shit beats the alternative. Okay. So with that, that's it, man. I'm gonna bid you guys farewell, and I will see you soon. We're gonna come up with another show on It's a Podcastrophe within the next day or two. We got some good guests coming on, so looking forward to seeing you on that platform as well. All right, appreciate your time. Very good. Thank you so much. Join me again. We will do this. I'm gonna try to do 2, 3 times a week as well. All right, on the attic, a little solo project here. All right. So with that being said, love yous all. Be good to one another, please. Doesn't take that